Hello and welcome to the dialogue. I'm your host, Daniel Campbell, and here with me is the one to envy, B Smooth, and the one and only, the star of the show. That's right, the one everyone's waiting on, Charlie Murphy. In today's episode, we're going to talk about a recent trade that happened in the NBA, and we're also going to dive into free agency. Okay, fellas.
You do know he's making fun of you, right?
No, he's not. He's not making
Calling you the
fun
star.
of
of
me.
the show.
Hey,
He's making fun of
listen. Tell me what I want to hear sometimes. Okay, I'm perfectly okay with that. Okay, it don't bother me at all.
Hey, so recently I've been getting back into House of Cards, right? So over the last weekend, I have watched the whole first season of House of Cards while doing my daily workout, and then I'm on like season 2, episode 2 right now. And I thought it was a perfect thing to be watching right now because I think that the NBA is built on a House of Cards oftentimes. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of things fall apart, a lot of teams. We're seeing a lot of different moves happening. And it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. So I know that they had been reporting that something was going to happen with DeJounte Murray and that he was probably going to go to the Hawks. Well, we finally got it, right? We finally got it. I saw it come across the screen with Woj announcing it. I was thrilled. How are we feeling about the Atlanta Hawks right now? So just to give you a rundown before we answer that. So their current roster, their starters projected as of right now, and I think John Collins is probably going to be traded at some point, but it's going to be Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, and Clint Capella. How are we feeling about the Hawks, Smooth?
Terrible move. It was a lateral move that doesn't get you over the hump, basically. So, for one, you can't have midgets in your backcourt. That's the first problem.
Okay.
Can't take
Second
anymore.
problem is they have a lot of scoring. This is
Oh, by the way, I'm sorry to all the little people. He didn't mean it. Go ahead, continue.
I did mean it. I'm very so meant it. But the problem with this is you got a lot of shooting, right? This is a regular season team. They're gonna blow the doors off people. But when you get in that grind of the playoffs, when you need somebody who can get to the basket and score some points, they don't have anybody. And most people look at, oh, the Warriors do it. The Warriors are a fluke, as far as their perimeter to game carrying them. And you never see another team do that. The Nuggets, the Lakers, inside out. Even the Nets play inside out because Kyrie and KD go to the basket. Boston, inside out. I could go on and on and on, but that's how these teams play, to set up the 3-point shot. The Warriors are the only team that can come out and do that consistently without going to the basket. So I see them like the Bulls in the East. They're gonna fill up the stat sheet. They're gonna surprise some people. They're gonna have an MVP candidate, and they're all these superlatives, and then they're gonna fall flat on their face probably in the second round of the Eastern.
What do you think, Charlie? I don't want to hear this guy. And it's
Yeah, I'm glad we got that out the way.
Why? Because I'm right.
No, your slurs too. Go ahead, Charlie.
Slurs.
Yeah. You said slur.
Yeah.
So we have to apologize to the little people. Go ahead.
To edit that out. They gave up a lot for him. His stats, 2021, 2024, so I'm like stats, 21 points a game, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. 6'4", 6'10" wingspan. He's a defender. So between him and Trae Young, he'll just have a better defender, so that's going to help. B Smooth made one good point. He would help out with playmaking a little bit because Atlanta, ever since they had Trae Young, it's like when he's not on the floor, the Hawks can't really generate offense. They just can't. Now, you don't necessarily need him to generate offense. DeJounte Murray can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave away a lot. 3 first-round picks, Gallinari, and I think they swapped another pick.
They should have kept Gallinari.
Well, here's the thing. I don't have a problem with it. I don't think Gallinari helps them one iota. He didn't really help them in the postseason. So I don't think it's really that big of a deal. I think that the 3 first-round picks is a bit much for him. Probably 2 is more correct. However, I like this move a ton. No, I don't think it helps the Hawks win. But when have the Hawks ever really truly in your lifetime or even before have they tried to actually be a competent team that actually wanted to win a championship? If you go back in history and you look at the Hawks, you look at their history, they like exciting players that sell tickets and can win games, but not necessarily win a championship. You can go back to Pistol Pete Maravich. You can go to the Dominique Wilkins era. You can go to the Josh Smith, Joe Johnson era. And now we have the Trae Young era. They don't actually put together players that are good enough to win a championship. They just put together a team that's going to be exciting so that they can fill up the stands. Because Atlanta's not actually about championships. I'm not saying that the fans don't want it, but the Atlanta knows that it's more about filling up the seats and pandering to the culture.
I mean, come on. They the team that has a barbershop in the arena. Come on.
Exactly. That's my point. Well, there's a few, but they have the best barbershop out of all of them, with the most famous barber in there. So it's about the product. It's
People come to the games just to get a haircut.
But I love this for. I think that it's going to be.
Once the haircut is included in ticket prices, just probably not. But.
Hey, I would do it. I would do it. I'd do it in a heartbeat. Hey, I go to a barber that I'll tell you right now, you can get a massage, you can get a facial, and you can get a haircut all at the same time. Literally. It's and she does an amazing job, I'll tell you that. So
how often do you see this woman? Just for the audience,
Usually
your wife's not watching this.
Usually once my wife knows. She's seen the video. She knows what's up.
Hey, your wife is cool with it, you don't have secrets.
You gotta pamper yourself. You gotta you can't wake up looking this pretty. All right, it takes some work. So anyway, though, I like this move just because I think it's what Atlanta's all about, and it's just flashy, good fun basketball that isn't going to translate to more than probably a second round exit. All right, let's move on to some of our actual free agents that are out here. Let's see what's happening around the league. Let's start with Bradley Beal. So Bradley Beal, he opted out of his contract just recently. It looks like he's going to hit the open market. Where do we think that he's going to go?
He's not going anywhere.
You don't think so?
No. All he did was opt out so he could sign a 5-year deal for more money. That's all it was. And it was the smart play.
What do you think,
Charlie? He spent his whole tenure with Wizards. So, but even if he goes, it's like what team could use? He's a two-way player, so
nobody has money. Nobody has enough money to sign him to a max deal. But
good players will take a pay cut if it means going to a contender. So if he's about the money, he'll stay with the Wizards because they can probably offer him the most amount of money. He's just not going to win anything.
Do you know where Bradley Beal is from? Does anybody know where Bradley Beal is from?
He's from the West Coast, but where's he from?
No, he's not from the West Coast.
Where's he from?
St. Louis. He opted out for more money. Anybody from St. Louis ain't trying to go back to St. Louis.
So here's the thing, right? He's made tons and tons of money in his career. He's been one of the highest paid players in previous years before they moved to the new collective bargaining agreement and the Supermax came in. He used to be one of the highest paid. I don't think money is a factor here. I think it's all about winning. Now, in terms of where he goes, I think the Lakers are the best fit. The problem is that they don't have enough money to offer him. They have $6 million to offer him.
Nobody has money to offer him anything. The only team with any money are Detroit, the New York Knicks, and if I'm not mistaken, the Orlando Magic if they renounce some rights. He's not going to any of those teams.
Well, I think that he would take the highest part of the mid level exception, right? So the mid level exception, for those of you who don't know, you can get $10 million for 1 year.
He's not taking $10 million.
I think he would. For an opportunity to actually win a championship, I think he would. I think he would.
No. A man to go, he's not at the back end of his career.
Well, he's been playing for 10 years, so you can only play so many years at a high level.
Yeah.
So if he's in his prime right now's as good time as any, right?
I think he's at the end of his prime, and I think he knows it.
Yeah, but he can get another 5-year deal from the Wizards and then go seek that 10 million.
It's a very high possibility that you could see a sign and trade. So he could sign with the Wizards, and you could see him get shipped off somewhere. The place that I think that it would be best if they can figure out a way to do it would be Brooklyn Nets. And I know the person to trade for him is Seth Curry. Seth Curry's got $98 million.
Again,
$98 million contract.
You can't have midgets in your backcourt. So what? Him and Kyrie?
Yeah, but he's not a midget. I'm sorry.
He's still a good defender.
Sorry, little word. He's
associated with.
I'm not. It's not a slur. I'm just.
I almost said it. I caught myself.
It's not a slur. I'm just copying what Scottie Pippen said.
No, they are.
What Scottie said.
They're little people.
Bradley Beal, even though he's short, he's still a pretty good two-way. He's a great two-way player. So he can play defense.
How tall is he? 6'4"?
6'3".
Nah, he can't be 6'3".
Yes, he's 6'3".
He plays bigger than 6'3", though.
He's listed as 6'3".
Okay, if he's 6'3", he plays much bigger.
6'4".
6'4"?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's 6'4". That's solid. Dwayne Wade was 6'4". He plays.
Okay, but Kyrie is all of 6 feet at best.
Okay, that's plenty.
That's not.
That's plenty. That would add the extra offensive punch that they need.
Why would you add him? Because then, if you add him, what the heck are you gonna do with Ben Simmons? Because Ben Simmons
need a third person who can get a bucket.
What are you gonna do with Ben Simmons?
You can bring him out there for defense, and you can let him play backup point guard.
No, but now you have 3 people who need the ball in their hands. What are you gonna do?
Why does Ben Simmons need the ball in his hands?
Because that's the only way he can be effective offensively.
No, he doesn't. You can hide him offense.
Yeah, but he's not really shooting, so I think Ben Simmons needs the ball in his hand.
He has to. That's how he play makes.
Okay,
Ben Simmons, if he's off ball, unless you get him cutting to the basket, pick and roll. But
Kyrie needs the ball to create.
You can totally do pick and rolls with him. You can hide him in the corner. You can also have him slashing because Ben Simmons gets a lot of points off of like offensive rebounds and stuff. He provides a healthy dose of
offense. That's after dishing the ball.
Kyrie had his best years in the league playing off the ball with LeBron, and Ben Simmons is a very similar playmaker.
Did he really play off the ball? No, he didn't. What was you watching?
Who were you watching?
What were you watching? Half the time LeBron had the ball, the other half Kyrie had the ball. It was like they went back and forth.
Yes, they alternated a bit, but when Kyrie has the ball, he's not creating for anybody. He's looking for his own shot. When LeBron has the ball, he's creating for everyone.
But it's the problem with but okay. But Kyrie, you can do that with him and Kyrie. But what do you do with Brad Beal? Because Brad Beal needs the ball in his hands too. He creates.
He doesn't. He played next to John Wall. And they played just fine with John Wall doing the majority of the playmaking. He knows how to sacrifice some of his game to play off the ball. It could be done. And that would give them the extra firepower that they actually need with somebody who can get a shot on his own.
What about Miami Heat? I think that he would fit well with the Heat.
I also think that would be another wonderful place to go. I just I don't know what you do with Duncan Robinson because he has that contract and it's looking increasingly worse every day that they gave him that contract. And then you have Matt Strus. So I don't know how you figure that out, but I think that would be another great fit for him.
I think Strus can come off the bench. You have Lowry and Bradley Beal and Butler 1, 2, and 3. PJ Tucker, he did opt out, so I don't know. You might have to.
I think he's gone.
I think he's gone.
You'd have Hero too, so it would be a nice little fit. But I think it's a log jam, and when they really need to find some more help for Bam Adebayo to spell him with some minutes. But time is getting away from us. Let's talk about Jalen Brunson. My first question about him: how good is he? Charlie, do you think he's
I
any good?
want. I want Smooth to go first. I want to hear his take.
All right. Let's go, Smooth. Is he good? Is he 100 million good? $100
He's
million.
an average player. You couldn't lock in on him because he had Luka next to him. Let's just be honest. Now you go to New York, he's going to be the focal point because he's the $100 million man, and there's no other star to play next to. So he's going to see double teams every night, some triple teams. Then you see what he was really worth. You think a guy who's barely 6 feet is gonna stand up to that type of pressure? Yeah, I'm asking.
Yes, I do. I think he's worth 100 million, and yes, I do. And I'm going to go back to the playoffs where they won the 2 games without Luka, and they probably didn't need Luka for the whole series. They probably could have won that series just off the strength of Jalen Brunson. Living here in Dallas, I get to see a lot of Jalen Brunson. I think getting away from Luka would be the best thing that ever happened to him. And it would be for Spencer Dinwiddie if he could get away too. Luka does not need to play next to point guards that can create or guards that can create. He needs to play next to guards that are shooters because he plays James Harden ball. That's what he plays. And I think what you're going to get to see with Jalen Brunson moving to another team is you're going to get to see the creativity he has. You're going to get to see the shot-making ability he has. I think that he and Julius Randle are going to be complement each other very well off the pick and roll. You're going to see like some Stockton, Malone type action. That's what it's going to look like to me, as a matter of fact. He's a better defender than you think he is. I think that it's going to be fantastic. The problem is, it's the Knicks, and the Knicks are going to find a way to screw it up. That's the problem.
Dude, it's not just look. Cream rises to the top.
Go ahead,
Melo.
Oh my gosh,
Melo
every podcast
to get to the playoffs.
I know. Here's his reference. Go, Charlie. We don't need that.
The last thing is that the problem is that he went to the Knicks. Like the Knicks were the 11th. I have it.
He hasn't gone to the Knicks yet.
They went. Okay. If he ends up with the Knicks, right? The Knicks were 11th, 37 and 45. He would fit a need because they had injuries at the point guards. But if he goes to the Knicks, you get your money. What are you going to do? Maybe you contend for a play-in tournament. You could get hot Julius Randle and hope that he just plays better. Because when he went to the playoffs, he was a straight bum. And it's not like he was taking bad shots. He was just missing. I think if you need a team that needs a point guard, I don't think he's a bad fit at all. I don't think he's a bad choice. The biggest problem is you went to the Knicks.
So outside of Isaiah Thomas, when has the 6-foot point guard ever been a good choice in the NBA outside of Isaiah Thomas?
It's only $100 million. And I know that sounds stupid.
It's only $100 million. I'll take $100 million.
I know.
I'll take $100 million.
In the grand scheme of things, in the NBA contracts, $100 million is extremely small, considering guys are making $300 million.
But I'm asking an important question. Outside of Isaiah Thomas, when has the 6-foot point guard ever
Who said he would be the leader? I didn't say he would be the leader. I said that he would be a great compliment to.
So why are you giving a guy $100 million to be a compliment?
Again, when the max contract is now $330 million,
I understand.
Jalen Brunson is a starter making a third of the max deal. It's a bargain for a dude that is a borderline.
A man who is 6 feet does not last long in this league. Outside of Chris Paul, they don't last long. They can't stay.
Here's the thing. It's only going to be a 4-year contract, okay? He's coming off of his rookie contract. He's going to be under 30 when this contract expires. So you're going to get the best of him. And if he's no good at the end of the contract, he'll be gone. But you're going to get the absolute best of him. And again, you're only going to get it for a third of what the max deal is. And you're going to get a potential all-star out of it. That's why I like the deal.
I like the contract. I think his numbers would be better, like you said, simply because he doesn't play against Luka. Because when you play with people like him, your numbers go down.
Yeah.
So, time is getting away. I need to get to the subject I want to talk about. John Wall.
Oh, John Wall. Well, why are we talking about John Wall? We know where he's going. So what does it matter?
Because it's important to talk about what the Clippers have built.
Nothing. The Clippers have built nothing. All right, let's talk about John Wall. The Clippers have built nothing. They have Kawhi Leonard, who's going to play 50 games maximum. They've got Paul George, who's going to play 60 games maximum. They've got John Wall, who missed basically all of last season.
No, he didn't miss last season. They told him to go home.
He missed most of the season because
he didn't play.
They told him no.
No. When he finally was healthy, they did not want him back because they wanted to get a higher draft pick. But he was hurt most of the season.
No, he was not.
He was.
He was only hurt around about the All-Star break is when he got healthy. And then they did not play.
Just after the All-Star break. And they were like, we're one of the worst teams in the league. We want to stay that way. I get it. But my point is, again, another guy who's going to miss half a season every season, because that's what he does. He's done for the last, 5 or 6 seasons he's been like that, where he misses half a season. So you're going to have a bunch of players who aren't going to play in the regular season. The Clippers are going to be in the 8th, 9th seed, somewhere in there again. They're going to be in the play-in. And then they're going to lose in the first round because they got to play some team like the Suns again.
I disagree.
It's like the biggest thing is if he goes to the Clippers have always been the second team in LA. So, I mean, maybe you get a healthy Paul George, maybe you get a healthy Kawhi. The rest of the team can fill out, but Clippers are the number 2 team for a reason. When's the last time the Clippers won a championship?
Ever. Never.
They haven't.
And here's the thing. I guarantee you that it's going to be Clippers and the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. I guarantee you that. You can roll this tape back. Because,
if they don't take it, I want you to eat a hat.
Now.
On
Let's not get carried away. I want a year of Xbox.
No. Let's do this.
So if they make it, what you going to eat?
I will eat an old leather boot.
Yeah, no. Can we do something realistic that won't end you in the hospital? Let's just offer money and stuff. We don't need to pump your stomach, How about you pay for the other person's a year's worth of Xbox subscription? How about that? Keep it simple.
We already do that.
Yeah, I already pay for his subscription. He don't pay for Xbox.
He can still sell the cash.
But I buy all the games. So
hold on, he can still sell the cash after you the cash anyway. What you do with your money is your decision, but it's just the money. It's something.
I buy all the games. Actually, he's getting off cheap by buying the subscription because I buy all the games.
Well, unless you want to buy like a case of Mountain Dew, like you're skipping.
I buy 2K and I buy Madden every year.
I like Dew, but I don't drink it. I do like Dew, but I don't drink it.
Look. We're not copying nobody else's stick.
All right. The winner has to pick a song for the loser to sing on the broadcast a year from now.
I don't like to hear his voice.
Yes, because if you win, it don't matter, right?
Oh, I can sing.
If it wins, you could tell him to sing "He's Every Woman." Okay, it don't matter. Put on one of his wife's hats.
I would know what I want to make him sing.
If it wins, it doesn't matter if you win.
Oh, it's gonna be an Avril Lavigne song.
I want money. Cold hard cash. Cash at me.
You know what? I think we need to institute every week, once a week, or you know what? No, I won't even do that because some of your money might be funny. Every payday, $100 bet on here about something in sports. $100.
Not doing
We think about it and we come back. We can ask the audience to put something.
But you and I are gonna come up with something. We'll announce it on the
But
next.
anyway, back to the Clippers. Like I was saying, John Wall's the common force that they need at point guard to get them over the hump. And then you have Terrence Mann coming into his own, coming off the bench. They're going to re-sign Zubac or whatever his name is, the white guy center. I think that's
whatever his name is. You're like really drinking the Kool-Aid over there, man.
Zubac, the Clippers are actually looking to trade him. I saw that they're looking to trade him or Hartenstein. One of those two's got to go.
And some Asian veteran is going to sign to that Clippers team in hope of a championship. I still think that probably the Warriors go back to the title.
Like you didn't eat dinner.
That's fireworks.
I know it's going off in the background. I don't know if people can see it, but yeah.
Okay, let's touch up on do some quick reactions because there's a few more free agents out there.
Yeah. I think we're gonna have to get to it in some bonus content.
I just want to say I want to give a shout out to Ish Smith, who's going to play for his 13th team, which is a record.
Hey, dang, that did not sound like fireworks at all.
Hey, if I'm not on the next broadcast, hire my doppelganger.
Let's end the show because we'll get to some bonus content.
Sir, the fireworks are over. I just looked outside my window. That's more than fireworks.
Yeah, I know it is because we don't have any. Let me ask you a question. I'm pretty sure Charlie didn't see this, but I know for sure Smooth did. Have you seen the Twitter beef between Draymond and Kendrick Perkins?
I actually haven't seen it, but it doesn't.
What?
It doesn't shock me.
What?
Well, I dislike Kendrick Perkins completely. I
generally do. But Kendrick Perkins you're going to have to watch it. Kendrick Perkins is basically calling out Draymond because Draymond went on his podcast and called Kendrick Perkins a coon.
Because he is.
Nah, I don't think he is. Nah,
Now you cooning it.
Nah, I don't think he is. He's just like Dan. No, he's just like Dan Orlovsky. He's paid, and Skip Bayless and all these other people. He's paid to make outlandish statements because what would they do with the TV show if somebody didn't say something crazy?
Because let me explain something to you. They're the two guys with no talent. Nobody respects them. So they have to say something off the wall to get attention.
Kendrick Perkins is a champion.
I said no talent.
What do you mean no talent? Kendrick Perkins is a champion.
What did he do to win that championship?
He was big time for the Celtics. What are you talking about? He was a starter on that team. He was like averaging a double-double. What are you talking about? He was their defensive. He was one of their defensive.
He did not average no double-double. All he did, and it was no real center to stop.
He played against Bynum. That was a real center. Before the leg injury,
you just said Andrew Bynum.
Andrew Bynum was a problem.
He was hurt by then.
Andrew Bynum was a problem.
He was hurt by then.
He wasn't hurt at that point.
He was.
He wasn't. He was healthy at that point.
He was not healthy.
No, he was not healthy.
And all he did was pump soft Paul Gasol, who could be punked by pretty much anybody.
Okay. Here we go with that.
No, your bad takes.
No, I'm telling you, now if you want to say Orlovsky is trash, I'm right there with you. He was trash. He was also on the 0-16 Lions.
What I'm saying is he wasn't a star. He wasn't an all-star. Kendrick Perkins would be, if we're going to talk 2K ratings, he would be in the 80s, or low 80s at best.
Okay. That's fine. That's
and to get noticed when you are a low 80s.
About Orlovsky and Madden ratings, he'd be like a 65.
Yeah, true. But my point is, even with a low 80, he probably be in the high 70s, low 80s.
He's solid. But
he was
out of time, ladies and gentlemen. We are out of time. I want to thank you for watching the dialogue. Rate us, review us, give us 5 stars, leave a comment. and we will talk to you in a couple of days. Also, Charlie is in the ghetto. Ra-ta-ta-ta.